Yo, what's going on, Arkansas Razorback fans, SEC fans everywhere? Welcome. It is the one, the only Pig Trail Network. I'm its host and creator, Ty Hudson. I hope your week was awesome. Mine was okay. No complaints. We're going to talk about Razorback basketball. Eric Musselman, what's he been up to? We're going to talk about that just a little bit. I'm sure a lot of you are already aware. We're going to discuss it anyways, because why not? So before we get into all that, if you guys would, at the end of the video, like, comment, share the content that you just watched. And of course, if you haven't already, feel free to tap the subscribe button, the notification bell, and feel free to check out all the links down below in the description box. My goodness, Eric Musselman's been busy this offseason, right? I mean, he hasn't even added or completed his staff yet. He's still got a staff to fill out, and he's already added these 3 transfers, which we know that was kind of his MO at Nevada. That's what he did. He went out and he got men to come play for him at Nevada, and obviously it worked good for him. I guess you could argue at a place like Nevada, he had to completely turn those guys around, and he did that. So we're going to see if he can work that same magic here at Arkansas with those same blueprints to success. Now, I'm going to say, before we get into these 3 that have transferred in, before we get into them, I'm curious about how he does with this upcoming class. You know, there's some big names. There's some Arkansas connections there. There's some guys that he absolutely has to land. I don't know that you can thrive in the SEC in its current climate with how competitive it is to rely on guys transferring from other schools and relying year in and year out on, adding a couple of grad transfers every year. Maybe he could do it. I don't know. We've seen other schools kind of work those same blueprints, and they've had success with it, I guess you could argue. But I think in the SEC, it's no longer the laughingstock of the Power 5, college basketball conferences. They're legitimate, and so that's going to be the biggest question for Musselman to answer. Can he recruit high school kids? Can he go after these high school kids? Remember, that's been kind of one of the biggest questions, especially for the Musselman skeptics. Can he recruit high school kids? I think that he can. I think he'll do all right. We'll have to wait and see. Again, we got a big class coming up in college basketball for the Razorbacks. But let's start off with these 3 transfers, the 2 grad transfers who will be eligible, then obviously the last guy who's going to have to sit one and get the opportunity to play 3. Jintel Sila. God in heaven, I'm probably butchering that name. I'm so sorry. Jintel Sila, 6'7", out of UNC Wilmington. If you haven't seen this kid on YouTube or seen pictures of him, he's bulky. I've watched some video on him. He looks pretty athletic for his size. Looks like he can move around pretty good. I think he's going to fit perfectly in Musselman's pace and space style of offense. I think he's a good fit, and I really think he deserves to be talked about a lot more because local media not really talking a whole lot about him, and I think he should be. I think he's going to be a big, a big piece next year for this Razorback basketball, for the beginning era of the Musselman era. Next up, Isaiah Moss. This is the guy everybody's talking about, but I think Moss comes in and plays. 6'6", 210. He's a shooter. He's a scorer. He can be aggressive. I've reached out to a couple of people that I know that are Iowa fans. I haven't gotten a whole lot of feedback on him, but I have watched some video on him on YouTube and kind of read some stuff on him. I think he's going to fit perfectly as well. Again, Musselman's going after guys that can shoot the ball, and that is certainly something Moss can do. And I'm really excited about him and Sila. And then obviously Connor Vanover, 7'3" kid, actually Little Rock native, who's at Cal. He's going to have to sit one, and he's going to have 3 years to play. I know they're waiting on a waiver from the NCAA. I don't think he gets it. I just don't. So that's unfortunate. I'd like to see him add depth, but I also think that he needs the redshirt. He's going to have to add some weight, some bulk, and he's going to get the opportunity to grow. He's going to be one of these 3 transfers to actually get some time to grow into this style of play. I really like what Musselman's doing. I know that there's some people out there that, again, like we said at the beginning of this video, that are curious about whether or not he can actually go out and recruit high school kids. I think he's going to be fine, but I like what he's doing with his approach in year 1. Let's go after guys that have kind of been there. Again, he plays, Eric Musselman likes that pace and space style of offense. I think all 3 of these guys fit perfectly. So, but you're looking at year 1 in the Musselman era being, the 2 transfers out the gate coming out and starting. And you've already got, I think, a potential star, maybe even a potential, I'm not going to sit here and tell you he's a first-round draft pick, but I think he's someone who could play at the next level in Isaiah Joe. I like Isaiah Joe a lot. And I feel a little bit better going into this next year at the point guard position. even though we're still kind of awaiting a true scorer to come out of that position. But this starting five, assuming you don't have Vanover, you replace him, with someone else, Cheney or whoever you want, I guess, on the inside. They don't have a lot of size without Vanover. They'll get that after this next year with Vanover. But they could be pretty tough in the SEC year one for to start off the Musselman era. I'm not saying they make the NCAA tournament. I'm not going to go that far. It's going to be about whether or not these kids buy into the Musselman style, into what he likes to do on and off the court. If they buy in, they absolutely, I think, could make a run at an NCAA tournament appearance year one in the Musselman era. So I don't know. I'm really curious what you guys have to say and what you think on this, on the Musselman approach to recruiting, if you like what he's doing and what you think. Do you think that, well, I'm not going to ask the question, do they make the tournament year one? We're not there yet. We're going to wait till we get a little bit closer to the basketball season starting, or when it starts. But I want to know if you like his approach. They wound up getting two guys who picked Arkansas over some other Power 5 conferences. That's a big deal. So I like this approach. I think they got some winners here. Time will tell. But do you like this approach? That's the question I have for you. So let your voice be heard down below in the comments section. That's going to do it for the video. Thank you guys so much. Like, comment, share, subscribe, tap the notification bell, all that stuff. Until the next video, woo pig.